Vande Devam Umapatim Suragurum Vande Jagat Karanam Vande Pannagabhushanam Mrigadharam Vande Pashunam Patim Vande Surya Shashanka Vanhi Nayanam Vande Mukunda Priyam Vande Bhakta Janashrayam Cha Varadam Vande Shivam Shankaram Vande Bhakta Janashrayam Cha Varadam Vande Shivam Shankaram. Let's recite the first two verses together. Om Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijantargatam Pashyannatmani Mayaya Bahirivud Bhutayata Nidraya Yasakshat Kurute Prabodha Samaye Swatmanamevadvayam Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye Namaidam Sri-daksinamurti-Srotram Bijasyantarivangkuro jagadidam cha Prang nirvikalpam punaha Maya kalpita desha kala kalana Vaichitra chitri kritam Maya viva vijrambayatyapi maha Yogi vayasvechaya Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye Namaidam Sri-daksinamurti-Srotram. So here in verse number 2, we have been seeing the emergence of creation. What is a creation? In fact, in this tradition, Advaita Vedanta tradition, we do not even accept the word creation. Because when you accept that there is a creation, you go looking for a creator, don't you? You want to know who is that God who made this world. But if the creation itself has not happened, when the creation itself is not a reality, it is not satyam, it is mithya, then the question of when did creation come and who created remains to be seen, whether it needs to be addressed or not. And so in this tradition we use an expression called manifestation. There is a manifestation, and a manifestation means its cause is from the unmanifest. Like the tree is a manifest form of its unmanifest, undifferentiated presence in the seed. So the cause is undifferentiated, unmanifest form of the effect. Cause is the undifferentiated, unmanifested form of the effect that is called cause. And so what is effect? Effect is a differentiated form of the cause. There is, in other words, there is not one without the other. We cannot talk of a manifestation without the material of manifestation. And therefore, the cause is inherent in the manifestation. Like how in its differentiated form, when it is undifferentiated, we call it seed. When it's differentiated, we call it tree. When it is undifferentiated, we call it clay. When it is differentiated, we call it pot. When it's undifferentiated, we call it a heap of gold. When it's differentiated, we call it hundreds of ornaments. And therefore, the undifferentiated name and form is the cause, and the differentiated name and form is what we call the manifested world, or in your language, the creation. And therefore, he begins this verse number 2 when he says, Bijasya antaha iva ankuraha. How the ankura, how the sprout is inside the seed. Okay? How the sprout is inside the seed. How is it inside the seed? In a nirvikalpa state. Nirvikalpa means no kalpa, no creation. In an unmanifested, undifferentiated state, how the sprout is inside the seed, so too jagadidam. So too is this world of names and forms. Before its manifestation, how was it? Nirvikalpam. It was in the unmanifested state. So this unmanifested state is what we call the state of dissolution. The state of dissolution. When the world dissolves or resolves, means what? From its differentiated expressions, it goes to an undifferentiated state. That undifferentiated means there is no name and form. That state is called nirvikalpa. That's why when you talk about nirvikalpa samadhi, what is that? An undifferentiated state of existence. So how was this creation? It existed prang. Prang means before, prak. It existed before in an undifferentiated state. This makes it very clear. This very statement tells you a very important fact, that this is not the first creation. This is not the first creation. Why? Because he says it existed before as undifferentiated, and then what? Punaha. Once again it came out. Once again. That means it has come out this way before too. So here comes a very important concept to grasp, and that is that the creation is a manifestation, and because it has manifested today, what will happen later? What it was before, so will it be later. The nature of manifestation is such that it came from the unmanifest, now looks manifest, and where will it go? It will go back to unmanifest, only to become manifest. Again it will live as manifest, to return to unmanifest, again to be born as manifest. So therefore we have the manifestation, the power of this experience, the power of this experience of the world is manifest. So it's born, it exists, and it's gone. It's born, exists, gone. Oh, gone for good? There is no such thing for good. It will be born again. The fact that it is gone means what? It will be born. And therefore the Bhagavad Gita describing this process says, Avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyaktanidhananyeva tatra ka paridevana. So Lord Krishna says, hey, ka paridevana, why are you grieving? What are you crying about? That which came from the unmanifest, that was that which was born from the unmanifest, avyaktadini bhutani vyakta madhyani. In between it became manifest. In the end, what will happen? Unmanifest. So this birth and death and existence in between, so-called existence, is the nature of life. That is the nature. This nature is not going to change. And therefore you better change and accept the nature of life. Ka paridevana, Lord Krishna says, why are you grieving? This is how the nature of life is. It's born, it exists, it's gone. It's a nature of creation. Therefore in Sanskritam, we call this word creation is called Jagat. Jagat. Jagat means what, you know? Jayate gacchati. Ja-ga. Ja is jayate. Jayate means it's born. Ga is gacchati. Gacchati means gone. Born, gone, born, gone, born, gone. What is world? Born, gone. Born dash gone. Born dash gone. Hey, but we are there in between, aren't we? Yes. Your life is only one dash in between. Our big life that we live, fighting with the world, killing each other. What is the power of this life? Oh, or dash, one dash. That is why when you go to the crematoriums, you know, what do you see? What do you see there? Born 1935 dash, he'll put 1935 dash 1989. The two numbers take more space on that board. The poor guy, whole life he spent, it only gets one dash, you know. That is the nature of life. It's just a flicker. Born is gone. Born is gone. And therefore this existence that is there, when it exists, when you exist, what is existing? What is the nature of this existence is very important to know. Is it a permanent existence? Is it satyam? Or is it incidental? What is the nature of this existence becomes a question which we will see in the third verse. But here he describes that from the seed again the creation has come, and like it is sprouting. Therefore, make a note in your mind, this creation that you experience is not the first one. It is again come back. Like how when you go to sleep, everything goes into what? Nirvikalpa. You don't need to work for any yogic samadhi. Every day you do Nirvikalpa samadhi. It comes to you naturally, where you don't know any differentiation, no name, no form, no dreams. What is happening? This is called the world has collapsed. The world is collapsed as though into you, and then when you wake up, it's born. How long will it exist? As long as you move around. If you choose to lie down, the world also lies down with you. Is it not true? For you, what is your truth? This is your truth. The world comes with you, exists with you, and resolves back with you. Is this not our truth, each one of our truth? Don't tell me, but Ammaji, even when I sleep, the world exists. While you're sleeping, do you know the world exists? For you, it's over. Thank God. Thank God for these sleep cycles, We get a break. And so, we need to know what is this creation. And he says, Maya Kalpita. He says, it is born of, is projected, Kalpita, by Kalana, by its association with Desha and Kala. What is this world of what you experience? It is an experience which is connected to space and time, right? Space and time is there, this world is there. When does the world resolve? When does it resolve? When space resolves and time resolves. That is the reason why for you to create a dream world, which you do every night, you don't use the waking world space and time, do you? You made a beautiful palace in your dream. Did you arrive at the blueprint? How much space, property you have in all your assets in the waking world? No. You use the whole nation as your palace. You can do whatever you want. Am I right? That means the space and the time of the waking world is negated in a jiffy. By who? By me. So you can negate space and time? Yes, I do. When I'm experiencing my dream world, that is my truth. If anybody were to come and tell you, hey, this dream world is false, this is dream. You lost your stocks and you're crying. Don't cry, son, this is dream. In the waking world, your stocks are secure. Don't cry. You will stare at him. Why are you making fun of me? Why? Because for the dreamer, the dream is real, no? For the dreamer, dream is real. He will never accept that dream is false as long as he is caught in the dream. Is within the dream, he will not accept that there is any other reality. So too, when we are in our waking world, we believe that this is our final reality. Advaita Vedanta takes us to another dimension. Not another perspective, please understand. It's not another perspective, it is metaphysics. Ontologically, what is true is what is being looked at. And therefore, it's taking us to another dimension that even when you are in the waking world, even though the world looks permanent to you, everything around says, hey, I will be with you forever and ever. And there are so many movie songs to keep you going in this bubble that we will live for and ever, our love is eternal and will last forever. Even when he was singing, he got a heart attack and he died. This is my dramatic story, okay? This is how I dramatize. What's the truth of what he said? And therefore, what's the nature of this world? He says it is Maya Kalpita. It is born of, it is a projection. It gives you a feeling that it's there. But really speaking, it has no inherent truth. And how is it created? Beautifully painted. Vaichitri chitri kritam. It is beautifully painted in a manifold way. Vaichitriya chitri kritam. Chitri kritam means it is painted in a manifold way. Have you seen some of these huge, embroideries? Have you seen? They make this wonderful village. And the tree and the river and the animals and the birds and the people are there. And you're watching, wow, what a wonderful tapestry this is. And then at the end of this, in the bottom right, you see a little tail sticking out. What is that? That's a thread. I did this once, and I got such a scolding from my family. There was this beautiful thing that my grandmother was making. And then this thing was sticking out, and I thought that was interesting. That the picture she created was not. This thing was interesting to me. So I began to pull on it, And I pulled, and lo, behold, the tree which was standing there disappeared. And then suddenly the birds disappeared. And I kept rolling and rolling and rolling, and I'm getting this big ball. And one by one, all these many and variegated names and forms, they just disappeared. This is called Maya. Maya. The whole thing was a bluff. Why? Because it was just one thread. But it appeared in its fascinated names and forms. What was its truth? One thread. Understand what is Maya. This is Maya. And so here he says this name and form variety that is there. And he says, Vijrambayati Mayavi. Mayavi means who created this magic, this big embroidery, this tapestry? Who created? And the grandmother, poor thing, she had spent 5 days to finish that much. It was over in 10 minutes. So Mayavi, he is called Mayavi. Mayavi Vijrambayati. Iva, as though he creates. He is as though created the names and forms. And who is he? Mahayogi. He is the greatest yogi. He created. How he created? Our Upanishads will say, so kamayata bahusyam prajayeti satapotapyata satapastaptva idagum sarvamasrijata yadidankincha satchatyacha bhavate niruktancha niruktancha nilayanancha nilayanancha vijnanancha vijnanancha satcha asatcha. Sat and asat, everything was created. The Taittiriya Upanishad describes how this magician brought about this creation of names and forms and called some things animate, inanimate, permanent, impermanent. These are all the experiences of this creation. And how did he do Swa Ichchaya Sankalpa Matrena. We will see this part later. Let us not touch that word right now, it will confuse. We'll see that later, okay? And so Ichchaya, I will take it as Leelaya. By his Leela, by his play. It is a play for the Lord. He is a magician. When a magician does his trick, it's a play, no? It's a play for him. You think he goes into big stress and tension how to create? No, he's a magician by his skill. By the sleight of hand so much happens. And so the Lord is a Mayavi, the omniscient being just brought forth this variegated world. And who is this Mayavi? Who is this divinity? Hey, he is my Guru. Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Sri-daksinamurti-Srotram. So, in other words, what is being pointed out in this verse is that, please understand, the creation itself is a magic created by a magician. That means there is no creation without the magician. There is no pot without the clay. There is no ornament without the gold. There is no wave without the water. Whether it is tidal wave, whether it is baby wave, whether it is whatever wave, there is no wave. Wave is creation. What is the content of the wave? The cause, the material cause. A material cause without which that name and form can never happen. Hey, what is that material cause? Where is that material cause? Where is that creator? You ask, no? Where is that material cause? He says that material cause is in the creation. Is there a creation minus its cause? Is there a creation? Is there a wave without water? Yeah, there is. Where? Top of the wave is water, bottom of the wave is water, inside the wave is water, outside is water. There is water everywhere. All that is there is water. Where is wave? The question is, where is wave? You say, where is water? I am asking you, where is wave? Is there a wave? Yeah, I see a wave. Just because you see it is there, you see experientially, but metaphysically is it there? See the difference? You see experientially a wave, but it's what is the truth of the wave? There is only water, there is no wave. You see pot. Is there a pot? What is the truth of a creation? That it does not exist minus its cause. That is where we are moving towards. We are moving towards. A creation cannot exist without its cause. And therefore, to think that there is a world without its cause inherent in it, we are missing something very big. It is like thinking there is ornament without the gold. There is no ornament without the gold. In fact, the whole language is very interesting. This is an interesting observation. The entire language lives on adjectives, Because we say gold chain. When you say gold chain, look at this, very interesting. Which is the noun, which is the adjective? Let us do a little bit of grammar class here. In a gold chain, which is noun, which is adjective? Ammaji, it's obvious. Chain is the noun, and the nature of the chain is the quality of the chain is described by the adjective. So gold is adjective, chain is noun. Okay, question number 2. Does noun depend on adjective for its existence, or does adjective depend on noun for its existence? Adjective depends on noun for its existence. When you say red flower, flower is the noun, red is the quality. A quality needs a substantive, is it not? Quality always needs a substantive. And therefore, red needs a flower. When you say gold chain, gold is the adjective, chain is substantive. Gold is the adjective, chain is the noun. That means what? Gold depends on the chain for its existence. Is it true? Careful. Just because you are far away, don't think my gun cannot reach you. Does gold depend on chain for its existence, or does chain depend on gold for its existence? The creation depends on the cause for its existence. Therefore, you cannot say gold chain. You should say chainy gold. Earringy gold. Right? Bracelety gold. Our whole language is wrong, metaphysically, because we have made all noun into adjective and all adjectives into noun. No wonder we are confused. And therefore here, there is no creation minus its cause. This, please keep this statement. So, karana gunaha karye anuvartante. It is the karanam, the cause, that gives a existence to the effect. If cause, you take water away, wave collapses. You take gold away, chain collapses. You take clay away, pot collapses. You take wood away, table collapses. Therefore, the effect, the creation, the creation is a dependent cause. It is dependent on the cause, whereas the cause is independent of the creation. That which is names and forms are dependent on its cause, whereas cause is independent of the creation. Clay is independent of pot. Why? Even when pot collapses, clay exists. Before the birth of the pot, clay was. After the breakdown of the pot, clay will be. During the existence of the pot, was clay there? Of course it was there. All that was there was clay. That means clay does not need pot for its existence, whereas pot needs clay for its existence. Pot becomes the adjective, clay becomes the noun. And hence the Upanishad says, Vacharambanam vikaro namadeyam mrittika eva satyam. The clay is real, the pot is simply name and form. It is Vacharambanam. Its birth is only in your lips. It's only a name to a form. It doesn't have intrinsic truth. Okay, if that is so, I understand when the topic is pot and clay, Ammaji, but this is the whole creation. This is a very big world here. How do you arrive at the cause of this world? If you say the world of names and forms has its cause inherent in it, where is that cause? Kadavu enge irukkarar? Where is that cause? Bhagwan kidhar hai? Where is that cause? Because all I see is the world. Where is the cause of the world? And to answer that comes the next verse, the most powerful, this third verse, fourth verse. It was just amazing. And he says, I'll just chant and close here. Yasyaiva sphuranam sadatmakamasat kalparthakam bhasate sakshat tattvamasiti vedavachasa yo bodhayatyashritan yat sakshat karanad bhavena punara vrittir bhavam bonidhau tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye namaidam Sri-daksinamurti-Srotram. Your answer to find the karanam, the cause of this world of names and forms, is sitting in this verse. We will see tomorrow. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.